Assalamu alaikum ji. Welcome back to Evaluate 5. We are working on the theme of facial profiling and relationship. Probably the last two, three sessions we are talking about on the theme of relationship. It's the jaws and our chins. How do we'll go deep down into how do we interpret and apply those facial elements, the chin and the jaw. But first of all, what do they represent? What we can interpret out of here is it's the consistency and persistence that can be interpreted through the jaw. The larger the jaw size, the pronounced the jaw, the more level of persistence and consistency that we can achieve or we can expect in that individual. So, a person with a larger, strong jaw, you know that he's going to be persistent, he's going to be committed, he is going to be, he can be relied upon. So, and if we go into countenance, then we see these two things, the jaw size and the brow bones. These are two elements which are required for or in demand for most of the institutions and organizations. They again show grit, which is persistence and consistency. So, how do we apply these things or integrate these things into when it comes to relationship? You have given a task to your subordinate or to your team member in your organization, in your industry or in your company, and you see that he has a stronger jaw of both gender. We are not discriminating over here between male and females, and just by looking at the jaw, but just by knowing it, you will start realizing, understanding that he is going to be persistent. Now, everything has its pros and cons, but one thing is established, that has been confirmed through the study of facial profiling, that when it comes to persistence, that when it comes to consistency, and the things which we rely on is the jaw. If we talk about the age specificity, the jaw is age specific around the later ages, which I say is around late 50s and early 60s, and later on the low part of the jaw is the last one that needs to be age specifically interpreted. Now, conversely, when you see an individual, and if you start reflecting upon this and integrating it in your professional life or in personal life, you'll see that people with smaller jaws will be much more consistent, and they will be much less persistent in their pursuits, in their goals, in their targets. So there, when you are leading, when they are you interacting with those people at whatever level, if they are higher ups or if they are your subordinates and dependent upon you in organization or in personal life, you can understand and interpret that this person is going to be much more persistent when, just by looking at the size of the jaw, and this person is going to be much more, cannot be relied upon because of the small jaw. Again, I would like to make a clarification over here, that this does not exclude, or this should not be a depressing thing to for you to understand or to realize that, okay, if I have a small jaw, what's my fault? No, that's not the thing. You might be much more persistent in your pursuits, or you will try to negate my read. I need not prove myself, but the point that I want to clarify is that you need to work more, you need to put in more effort, because the jaw is just an element that is required to discover or to unleash the potential that you have when it comes to persistence and consistency. So don't take me wrong. Again, every now and then I'm giving that clarification, because that is not a new field. It's an established field. It has been used for quite long, but it's not being integrated into our personal and professional lives and situations. So that seems a bit awkward, but here we are not labeling anybody. It just represents the level of potential that you house. Now, are you using it to your strength or not? That's a separate thing. But if you start using it, and if you are at a lower level of persistence and consistency, a person with a larger jaw, thick, broad jaw, is going to be it's going to be easy for him to become more persistent, install that habit of consistency and persistence. Whereas compared to a person with a smaller jaw, he can be and he will be persistent and consistent, but he has that inherent potential at a lower scale of 1 to 10. So that's the point that I need to clarify or to make through. If you want any sort of coaching guidance, or you want to incorporate that, integrate into your organization or in personal life, I'm always there for the coaching and guidance. Its modes can be online, it can be in live meetings. We can arrange certification programs, workshops. I'm always on for that. If you have any questions, let me know. Stay safe. Join us. Allah Hafiz.